event, which is a collaboration between IEEE, WIE, ISTIC SB, and MUG, Southern Branch. We are really excited for this collaboration, and today marks the first day of our event, Cybergrid. So I wanted to also thank Mr. Fouad Saidi. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation to host this first session on Introduction to Cybersecurity. So hello, Mr. Fouad.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Amazing. Thank you. Okay, so may I start?
Yes, of course.
Fantastic, fantastic. First of all, thank you so much for the invitation. It really means a lot to me that you reached out to me personally to host this first session. As you know, of each event, the first session is the one who leaves the most impression because as I was a student once, when I attended like an event or a series of conferences or workshops or stuff, like if I'm attracted to the first session, I will just keep on attending the rest. So thank you so much for the invitation. So yeah, I open my camera, my mic, just share my screen. Give me a moment. Uh, okay, okay. So please let me know if you're not seeing my screen. It's like a loading screen. Yeah, you should be seeing it now. Fantastic.
Yes, perfect.
Uh, Hello again, everyone. Hope we're doing great. Today at the end of this workshop. So you'll be able to ask whatever questions you want, and let's hope you don't have unclarified things to ask questions. So yeah, so let's begin. So today we're gonna be talking about
Sorry,
yes,
Mr. Fouad, I'm really sorry for interrupting.
yeah.
Just the voice, everyone is asking for it to be more.
Okay, is this better?
Yes, this
Yes.
is more way better. Thank you so
Amazing,
much.
amazing. Yeah, I just got this from the Arsenal just to use it, so I don't use it that much. So yeah. Okay. So
Thank you.
let's get back to it. So today we're gonna be talking about cybersecurity. We're gonna be introducing it. We're gonna be talking about all of these things. So first, I'm gonna be introducing who am I, because why would you even take my word for it if you don't know who I am? So I'll be introducing myself. I'll be talking about what's cybersecurity. I'm gonna be talking also about red and blue teaming, which is a really big and really important concept in cybersecurity. We're gonna be answering the infamous question, which is how to get started, because as I was a student once, as I was a freshman in university, I did not know how to get started. I did not know what platforms or courses to do. I did not know what competitions to do. I did not know anything. So I always wanted to find someone who could tell me how to get started, how to find what I'm looking for exactly. So I'm gonna be trying to do this today. I'm going to be also explaining certifications in cybersecurity, because I know, as all of students around the world are, everyone is always interested in certifications. So if I'm going to be doing this training, so I'm always asking the question: does it have certification? Does it have a badge for it, so I can share it on LinkedIn or on my professional blog or anything? So I'm going to be answering a lot of questions about certifications, and then I'm going to be doing a quick introduction to CTFs. What are CTFs? How can they help us? And a bunch of different things. So yeah, let's get started. And as usual, as I told you, if you have any question, you can either raise your hands or you can just type in the chat. I will know about it. So yeah, let's have fun. So my name is Fouad Saidi. I work as a security engineer at Security Impossible. Security Impossible is a startup based in Australia. So I'm working fully remote from Tunisia. Like I'm working in Australia fully remote, but I'm based in Tunisia. So Security Impossible is a cutting edge cybersecurity startup. We have lots of different services like vulnerability assessment, consulting services, cyber range services, SOC services. So, but our main service is cyber range. So I'm sure that not all of you know what cyber range is, so I'm going to be explaining it. So let's say, for example, you're a company or a university or whatever entity you may be. you want to just elevate the skills of people who are working on cybersecurity, or you have web developers and consultants and all of those, but different roles, and you just want to elevate their skills in cybersecurity. You want them to understand a lot more concepts. You want them to practice some stuff. You want them to know about the security world, vulnerabilities that are existing nowadays. So you reach out to us to make your cyber range. So cyber range is basically a simulation of real life product softwares. Let's say, for example, let's say Google, for example. So they reach out to us for cyber range. So we create an infrastructure with simulation. Let's say, for example, it has their website, it has their products, it has their routers, their network, or it needs to be like 95%, 90% similar to their infrastructure. So we provide you with this simulation, but the catch is it's vulnerable by design. So we design it to be vulnerable and to have some vulnerability, some exploits, some risks in it, so that you can actually analyze it, exploit it, mitigate it. Mitigate means to fix it. So all of that stuff. So I'm basically working on cyber range. So I was also the former technical manager of SecurityNet EZ. I'm sure you don't know what SecurityNet is, but it's the first ever cybersecurity association in Tunisia. It was like established in 2003, I believe, and in my university in 2012. So it's been like 10 years now. So we basically do like events, we do competitions, we do CTF events, we do workshops, which are all free of charge for everyone. Like either you from like Tunisia or wherever you may be joining us from, you can become part of Security Nets, because it's I know it's a national level association, but anyone from around the world can join us. Like, we have members from the US, from UAE, from Dubai, from a bunch of different places. Moving forward, I was also previously ranked first on Hackthebox Tunisia and top 60 worldwide. So for those who don't know what Hackthebox is, it's the number one cybersecurity skill elevation platform in the world. Like, it has challenges, it has fortresses, it has machines, it has courses, it has an academy, it has like everything anyone who wants to become good in cybersecurity wants. So I played on it like for a year and 2 months or something, and I became first on my country, Tunisia, and top 6 worldwide. I'm also CITP certified. I will not dig deep into this one right now, because later I'm going to be talking about certifications, as I showed you over here. I'm going to be talking about certifications. So I'm going to be explaining that one later. And I'm also a freelancer. I do like some freelancing from time to time, like in pen testing or in challenge creation or in anything, basically. So yeah, let's move forward. What's cybersecurity? So this word is already divided into two main words, which is cyber and security. So we're gonna be dealing about with the security of anything that is digital, with anything cyber, anything on our phones, on our laptops, on our desktops, on our smart cars, on our smart watches, with anything. Like the way I usually want to explain it, if your device has electricity running in it, you will be dealing with security on it. So, but cybersecurity is like we can say it's a subcategory of security, because you have cybersecurity, you have network security, we have application security, you have information security, you have a bunch of different things of subcategories on security. So this one is related to cybersecurity, which is basically learning how to defend and attack certain infrastructures. Like, I just said two contradictory words. I said defend and I said attack. So what does this mean? I'm gonna be explaining that one later when I'm talking about red and blue teaming, because I know this can be a bit confusing, because people always tell me and ask me, why would I even be attacking myself? Why would I be attacking an infrastructure? I want to fix it. I want to make it secure. So why do I want to attack it? I'm gonna be explaining that one later. So checking this small chart, it's going to be explaining the significance of cybersecurity. Like we can see here, this is a study from the UK, I believe. It was like in 2021. It shows how the percentage of companies and businesses who were affected by cyber attacks. So we can see here that 38% of businesses overall were affected by cyber attacks. We can see it was like within micro firms, 33%, small firms, medium firms, large firms, finance, charities. It was all over. So what does this chart explain to us exactly? It tells us that whatever the scale or level of your business may be, It can be like a huge company like Google, Microsoft, like Advanced, Facebook, Meta, all of those. It can be like a startup. It can be a small company. It can be a 2 year company or 10 year company or a 100 year company. You will be affected by cyber attacks. You are not safe. No one is safe. And even going out of the scope of scalability, we can see that even if in different like fields and domains, we have cyber attacks. Of course, the finance, which is related to money, they have like a ton of cyber attacks, and people trying to hack them and gain access to their data and stuff. We also have charities. Like who even thinks that charities and people just collecting money to help other people would be targeted to cyber attacks? And yeah, exactly, because myself, like for example, if I'm someone who's gonna be opening like charity uh, company or whatever, I'm not gonna be paying that much attention to to cybersecurity, because here's my thought process. I'm gonna be saying, okay, I'm working in charity, so I want to help people. So who would even want to harm me? Who don't want people to get help? So that's the thought process they go at, and that's exactly what gets them attacked. So that's a totally wrong mindset that they should remove from their minds. So moving forward now, we're going to be checking another chart from 2021 also, talking about global cybercrime damage costs. So you can see here, a year it would cost them like 6 trillion US dollars, which is a huge money. I can't even count the number of zeros in 6 trillion. So it costs them like $190,000 a second. So every second I'm talking, it's costing them like $190,000. And this was back in 2021. Like they are advancing, people are advancing, hackers are advancing, black hat are advancing. And this is like an important word. I just said black hat. I did not say just a hacker, because we categorize like hackers like into three main categories, which are mainly white hat hackers, gray hat hackers, and black hat hackers. So white hat hackers are people who basically hack, but they want to give you benefit. They don't want other malicious actors to get access to you. They just hack you in order to tell you that you have X, Y, and Z problems, so you need to fix them. Those are white hat hackers. We have also gray hat hackers, which are in between. Well, let's first talk about black hat hackers. They are people who hack for personal benefit. They can be powered by governments. They can be powered by other entities. And here we can talk about APTs. APTs are advanced persistent threat groups, which are basically hacker groups that are basically mainly powered by governments. We have like APTs powered by China. We have APTs powered by the US, Canada, Russia, France, the UK. We have from all the countries. So these APTs are funded and sponsored by their governments, and they want them to target like specific countries. Let's say, for example, back in Cold War or a few years back when Russia and US are always clashing, or China and the US are always clashing, they use the APTs for cyber wars. So that's what an APT is. So APTs are basically black hat hackers because they hack for money, for personal benefit. They hack because they are sponsored by a specific entity. They do it, sometimes they just do it for fun, because they just will hack you to see you just suffer. Yeah, they do that. I'm gonna give you another example. For example, I think in 2022, it was like 2 years ago, there was a hospital in the USA. They were hacked by an 18-year-old. So this 18-year-old just hacked the entire system of the hospital. He gained access to all of the ER emergency toolkit, the devices, the beds, the rooms, the everything. And he threatened them that if they do not pay him like X number of $1 million in 4 hours, I believe, he will shut down everything in the hospital, and countless people will just die. So people will just do it for, as I said, personal benefit, for money, for just the sake of abusing people. So yeah. So moving forward, I'm gonna be talking a bit about different fields and disciplines in cybersecurity, because there is like a misconception that I keep seeing a lot on people and on LinkedIn, on many places. People assume that when you just tell them that you're a security engineer or security analyst or security architect or whatever job role you're occupying, they will just think that you're working on everything, that you occupy everything. That if I'm a security engineer there, then I know everything in security. I can hack anything. I can hack IoT, cloud, mobiles. I hack anything. But that's not correct. because when you say I'm a security engineer or a security analyst or just someone working in IT or security, that means that you have a specialty. Like you have a specialty that you understand like for 85%, 90%, and you should also have some general knowledge in the rest of things. So as we can see here, for example, we have some cybersecurity domains. We have, for example, security operations. If you can remember a bit when I was talking about introducing myself, I said that in our company we have some SOC design and implementation. So SOC basically means Security Operations Center. Okay, so I'm sure everyone when we were young, we were watching like movies about IT people, about hackers, about people hacking stuff. And the image that I had when I was a child is I would go into a room, I would look at people, I would find like big screens with some weird designs on it, and that's what security was for me. And that's actually what SOC is, Security Operations Center. They are people who monitor traffic, they monitor what's going in, what's going out, they monitor like for example we have stocks for national levels, like for example if someone is trying to attack your country, let's say India or Tunisia from the outside, they will know about it. They will know that someone is sending specific data to your country, so they monitor everything, they have access to everything. And in security operations center you have protection, you have detection, like as I said, detect like some malicious data, some malicious actors. We have prevention, so they don't only detect, they also try to prevent it, and they try to mitigate it, to prevent to fix it after it happens. Let's say, for example, I'm from Tunisia, someone from India, let's say for the sake of it, someone from India was attacking my country. So I would just know that they are doing it. If they did it, for example, I would I should be having a policy in place to be able to mitigate this. So you have a bunch of different other job roles over here. We also have, like for example, risk assessment. We have security architecture, which are basically people who make and architect the infrastructure of your companies. They lay out what antiviruses to have, what the infrastructure and connectivity of your laptops, of your infrastructure, of your tenants if you're using Azure, of your DC if you're using Active Directory. They can do everything. So we have also one really important job role, which is threat intelligence. So let's say, for example, some security analysts working on a national level, they are trying to detect what countries are trying to attack them. So they will do threat intelligence, or we also call it CTI, which is cyber threat intelligence. They will try to analyze data from previous attacks, from potential attacks, from potential APTs, which are advanced persistent threat groups that I was just speaking about, and they will know who might be attacking them, when might they be attacking them, and all of that data. Let's say, for example, if you're on New Year's Eve, you are more susceptible to be attacked because people are on vacations, no one is working. So if I'm attacking on that time, it will be like more percentage of success. But that's how we do some countermeasures. If I know that the APTs or the hackers are thinking that way through the CTI, which is cyber threat intelligence, I will be able to counter it. So we also have here two main keywords, which are external and internal. So this is really important because people usually think that attacks will only come from external entities. I'm on my country, everyone's on my side, everyone wants to protect my country, so I have nothing to worry about. I should only worry about people from the external like level, and that's it. But that's not correct because also we always have people on the inside working doing some inside jobs. So we should be keeping an eye on internal and external threats because someone might be working on the government or in a company or an enterprise, and they will just be using data and feeding data to an external entity, and they can even do an internal attack, as we have seen in many cases. And here we can track this using something that's called IOCs. IOC stands for indicators of compromise. Indicators of compromise, which are basically traces or footprints that the hacker leaves that will let me track them and follow them to where they came from. I will be able to know if it was an internal attack, external attack, a national level attack, an international level attack. I will be able to know everything. So here, this slide was just to explain that there is a huge misconception that people are thinking that if I'm a security engineer, that then I know everything, that I understand everything. That's not correct. So moving forward, and please guys, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. I will be glad to answer all your questions. So now we have a another concept which is a really important concept, which is red and blue team. So in a bit, I was just talking about uh, like job roles on cybersecurity, security architecture, security operations center, penetration testing, hacking, ethical hacking, web application security, like a bunch of different things. But how can we categorize them? So this will bring me a bit up to the point where I was talking about attacking and defending at the same time. So this is what basically red and blue teaming is. As you can see over here, we have red teaming, which is offensive security, which are people who do offensive stuff, who attack people, who try to hack stuff and gain access to it. They oppose the blue team. I'm gonna be talking a bit about it in a bit. They evade protections and detection capabilities. What are those? So detection and protection and detection capabilities are basically when you have like your antivirus, you have your EDR. EDR stands for endpoint detection and response, which is basically a an antivirus that is working on using like machine learning and artificial intelligence models that will try to more understand the behavior and of the malware or the virus. So it's basically, as I said, it's an antivirus that's working on artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms that's trying to understand the behavior of the virus or the malware that it's receiving. So red teamers try to evade this stuff. I'm going to give you an example. So this year, for example, I did my end of studies internship. I did my end of studies project. So it was like around C2 creation. C2 is command and control framework, which is basically a framework, a set of tools that lets you control compromised assets that you already hacked, that you have access to, that you have access to them. So one of the things I had to do is to evade protections from. I evaded Kaspersky. I evaded CrowdStrike. I'm sure everyone heard about the CrowdStrike attack. I evaded Windows Defender. I evaded everything because that's a part of my job, and I need to be able to bypass that thing in order to be able to execute whatever I want. So that's what reteamers do when they do protection and detection evasion. So they also compromise credentials, like they have your usernames, your passwords. Like we even have like a website. I forgot the name exactly, but I think it's Have I been pawned, where you type your email or username, and they will tell you whatever breaches you were involved in, whatever websites that were hacked, that your data was leaked in. So you can check that out if you think you've been hacked. So they also do something that's called privilege escalation or the escalate privileges. What does this mean? Let's say, for example, everyone here either using a Linux machine or a Windows machine or a Mac machine. You have basically two users. Like, for example, I'm using a Windows machine now. I have my Fuad user, which is me, and I also have an administrator user. Let's say, for example, I have been hacked. The hacker got access to my Fuad user, which has like basic privileges. I cannot execute stuff. I cannot create folders. I cannot read specific files or passwords. I cannot do a bunch of different things. But if I do a privilege escalation, I will be able to gain the privileges of the administrator, and I will be able to see what they can do. I will be able to do what they can do, and I'll have much more privileges. So that's what privilege escalation is. They also move laterally across systems, which is basically if I have my PC, I have my brother's PC on the house. If an attacker gets access to my PC and I'm on the same network as my brother, they will be able to move laterally from my PC to his PC and gain his data. These are some attacks. Like for example, last week there was a new vulnerability. This is a real case scenario. There was a vulnerability in Windows. So it abused the IPv6 protocol in the Windows, which is enabled by default, I believe. And they will be able to give you a BSOD, blue screen of death, which is like the blue screen basically. And they will just crash your PC or get some command execution on your PC because you're just on the same network as them. So this was like a huge vulnerability that emerged in Windows. So you need to update your PCs. So moving forward to blue team now, they are the ones who handle defensive security. Or they oppose red team. Like everything I was talking about in red team, they oppose it. Like they protect systems, they put the layer of over layer of security. They have the firewalls, the antiviruses, the EDRs, the XDRs, which is extended endpoint detection and response. They have a bunch of different things. They do some threat hunting and threat intelligence. It was like exactly the one I was talking about. They will analyze data from different breaches, from different attacks, from different APTs, from different groups and hackers, black hat hackers, and they will just be able to analyze who will be attacking us, how will they be attacking us, when will they be attacking us, all of that data. That's their team job. So they also do some malware analysis. So if you attack them with a specific virus or malware, they will be able to analyze that malware or that virus to be able to understand what it's actually doing. And they also do digital forensics and security operations and incident response are blue teams. Like here, this is the security operations center I was talking about. They are the people who do some network traffic analysis and monitoring, and they do some incident response. Because if you remember when I was talking about breaches, the attacker can actually do some damage to you. But that's why you need to have a specific incident response plan in place so that if you're attacked, if someone gets access to your data, you will be able to mitigate that really quickly. Like for example, you need to turn off your network, you need to turn off your PC, take it offline, then open it offline and check what it has so it doesn't transmit any data online. It's a whole different it's a whole policy. I So yeah, and you have the purple team in between, which is a collaboration between blue team and red team. They are basically people who do both things. But here's the thing: like you might be asking the question to yourselves right now. What do I want to become? Do I want to become a red teamer? Do I want to become blue teamer? Do I want to become purple teamer? But here's the thing: you will never be able to become a really good red teamer if you don't know what blue teamers are doing, if you don't know how the defense is going on, how defense is being set up. And you will not be able to become a good blue teamer if you do not know how the red teamers are attacking you, how the hackers are attacking you. So either you're becoming a red teamer or a blue teamer, you need to have both knowledge from both fields in order to become good at what you do. So yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask as usual. So now I'm going to be answering the question, the infamous question of how to get started. But here's the thing first. What I'm going to be saying represents only me, and it's like my conviction when it comes to how to get started in cybersecurity. Because as you know, if my path, if I give my path to another person, it might not like forcibly work for them. It worked for me. Like other people have different paths. Like everyone in cybersecurity has a different path. There isn't like two people who have the same path. But now I'm gonna be talking to you about the basics that you need, the things that everyone must have, and some advices for you in the future. Okay, I can see a request to speak from Ganesh, I believe, from pronouncing the name right. You can speak if you want. Yeah, I think I invited you. Someone has a question. I sent you the invite so you can speak. Okay. Ganesh, can you see my invite to speak? I don't know. Yeah, he quit. I don't know. Yeah, he just come back, I believe. Okay. I'll be finished. Okay, he's back again. I don't know if you want him to invite you to speak or you don't have a question anymore. You can type it in the chat if you want. Okay. You don't have a question anymore. Okay. So now I'm gonna be talking about how to get started in cybersecurity. Uh, okay, you said pathway roadmap. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm gonna be talking about right now. I'm gonna be talking about my path, what I did when I started in cybersecurity. First, I'm gonna be saying the basics that everyone needs. I'm gonna be then talking about my path, and then at the end of the session, I have like a guide I made for SecuriNets people, which are like the cybersecurity association I told you about, and it has like different bunch of resources, courses, YouTube channels, like different bunch of resources that will be useful to you. So yeah, I'll be sending that over to you guys. So one of the three basics we need for getting started in cybersecurity or basically any field in IT is programming, because you will not be able to move that well in this field if you do not know how to read code, how to write code, how to do automation, how to debug stuff, how to do some source code analysis. If you don't know how to do all of that one, you're gonna get really tired. So for programming, I advise you to go with something that's easy to learn first, which is like for example Python, because it literally does everything for you, and maybe some fast compiled language like C++, or you can do Golang or uh, Nemo, the new language, or you can do whatever you want. So I advise you to go first with Python because it's really easy to understand. It will make do everything for you, and you can also work with the fast compiled language like Go or C++ for some fast operations and stuff. So you also need to become good at networking. At networking, what I mean is like some basic routing, switching, how networks work, how PCs communicate with each other, how the server communicates with the PC, how web requests are made, all of that stuff. Excuse me. Okay, so you need to be able to get a grasp of all of that stuff and how networking is actually is made actually. And don't worry, guys, I'm gonna be sending you some resources for programming, for networking, for security, for everything at the end of the session. And finally, the third thing that you need to understand is operating systems, because you're gonna be basically working either with Windows or Linux. So, and either like for example, if I'm working with Windows, I need to be able to know how Linux systems are. And often, if I'm working with Linux, I need to know how Windows systems are working, because as I said, like it's similar to the example of if you want to become a good red teamer, you need to know how blue teamers work. If you want to become good at pen testing, for example, if you're working on Linux, you need to be able how Windows are made, because you're gonna be attacking some Windows systems, some Windows servers, some Linux servers. You're gonna be attacking everything. So you need to understand bunch of like the basic commands for them, how the basic infrastructure, how they're communicating with each other, all of that stuff. And all of this will give you just a solid base of so you can get actually started then. Well, we're doing like some competitions, some hackathons, doing some actual courses for security, for pen testing. Like I mean, some specialties in cybersecurity, like for example, web application security, or mobile security, or Windows security, or red teaming, or pen testing, or security operations center, any specialty you want. You will not be able to go at it like that well if you don't have all these basics. But now I'm going to be telling you about how I personally started. But I don't actually recommend my path, but it worked for me. So I was like a freshman at university. That was like 3 years ago. I did not know even own a PC back then. I did not know anything about IT, about computers, about anything. So I just asked some people on the university, some seniors of of how to get started in security. Excuse me. Of how to get started in security. So they just gave me one word, which is CTF. That's the only thing they told me. They did not tell me to learn some programming. They did not tell me to learn networking. They did not tell me to learn operating systems. They did not tell me to learn basically anything. They only said to me one word, which is CTF. So I'm gonna be jumping ahead of myself. I'm gonna be explaining what CTFs are. So CTF is capture the flag competition, which is a basically a competition in cybersecurity. Maybe some of you have participated in CTF before. It's competition in cybersecurity where we provide you with some challenges in different categories in different subtopics of cybersecurity, of security basically, and you have to do one of two things. You either have to hack that challenge, you need to actually break it or to hack it or to fully understand what it's doing, or you need to fix it. Like for example, if I give you a web application, I want you to hack it and gain access to like an admin panel or an admin dashboard. But if I give you like a corrupted disk file from a compromised PC, I want you to fix that one and actually analyze it and see what was going on over there. So I'm gonna be walking through like the categories of CTFs a bit later, but that's what basically CTFs are. So what I did is I just googled a site which is ctf.org, and I just started doing like some CTFs, doing some international CTFs from all around the world. I did not know any programming, any networking, any operating systems, but it actually worked on the beginning. Like I was solving some challenges, I was doing some stuff, but after some time, like after like 6 months, I believe, you'll find that you don't actually know things. You will find out that you are memorizing. Like for example, if I do a CTF challenge, I take the solution for it, and that's it. If you change a variable for me, or if you change, or if you change like some names for me or some functions for me, I will be just stuck. I will not know what's going on over here because I did not know learn any programming language. I did not learn any networking protocols. I did not learn any commands for Linux or Windows. So that's what made me actually stuck. So then I had to take a break from CTFs, from playing competitions. I had to go back to the basics. I learned some Python, I learned Bash, I learned Linux, I learned some switching and routing and enterprise networking. I did all of that stuff. And then I came back and played Hack the Box for a year and became first on to Ninja. And the rest is history. So that's what I did. But what I actually advise you to do is to follow this path to become to first start with the basics or programming, networking, operating systems, and then you can just navigate your path through CTFs because they will let you know what up topic of security you actually want to specialize in. So yeah, that's what I basically did. So moving forward, I'm going to be talking about a really important point, which is certifications. Because some people, when I tell them about cybersecurity, they will just know, they will just say, okay, so what certifications to get? What should I do to get certifications and badges and just get recognized for what I'm doing? But that's not actually what you need to be focusing on. So, for example, at the beginning, I told you that I am CITP certified, which CITP stands for Certified Red Team Professional, which is a certification in cybersecurity where you basically hack Windows systems. Like it's like 5 Windows servers. You need to hack all of them and gain command execution on all of them, and actually own the whole system. So that's what the certification I got, for example. But some people, you have basically two opinions regarding certifications. Some people will tell you that they are really important. They will get you through the HR barrier. They will get you the work you want. But some people will just tell you that you don't actually need them. You can navigate through the professional world without them. But here's what I'm saying. Here's what my initial thought was, but I changed it a bit later. So what I initially thought is some people created the certifications, right? So if they created the certification, they did not have the certification at the beginning because they were the ones who created it. So if they did it without a certification, I can also do it without certification, which is totally logical. So I went on and on with that mentality, and it's actually good mentality because you always be like hardworking and trying to achieve some stuff. But sometimes you will need some certifications because certifications will offer you labs where you can practice. They will offer you a well-organized course. They offer you some amazing resources. They will offer you some amazing support. They will offer you anything that you might need. They are expensive, true. Some certifications like go for $1,600. Some go for $6,000. Some go for $20,000. But there are some as low as $100 or $250. So we have like good pricing sometimes. Of course, with Black Friday and discounts and promos, we have like some good prices. So what's my current opinion about certifications? You will not be able to need them. You will not need them at the beginning of your learning journey because you would just have to dig deep in everything and learn stuff by yourself. But at some point in your career, you will be needing some certifications. You will be needing to prove that you actually did the work regarding a specific topic. Like for example, if I have CRTP and I send my CV for a job application, they will just know that I know how to hack Windows systems. They will not have to just pass me like an interview and what do you actually know? Can you hack this? Can you hack that? They will actually know that I put in the work and the hours for that learning journey, and they won't just be doing some other technical tasks. Sometimes they will, but not always. So, uh, yeah, that's my opinion regarding certifications. So now for the last part of the workshop, I'm gonna be talking a bit about CTFs, which are capture the flag competitions, as I was just explaining. We have like a bunch of different categories in CTFs, which are basically, for example, digital forensics. I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say, for example, my PC was hacked. So I wanted to know who actually hacked me. What did they acquire? What did they delete? What files did they put onto my PC? When did they do it? How did they do it? So I will just provide you with a disk image of my hard disk or my SSD. So what will that give you? You will be able to do digital forensics on it. So we will be able to analyze it to see what's going on it, who attacked me, when did they attack me, from where, what's their IP. I will be able to get all the information from them. We also have web exploitation, which is like pretty self-explanatory. So you will be having to attack web applications like CMSs, like WordPress or Joomla or uh, basically any application. So we have also mobile applications like attack applications from APK files or from Play Store or App Store or basically any mobile app. We also have cryptography, which is basically dealing with encryption algorithms, trying to keep communication secure. They do some encryption. Like for example, if you intercept a message I'm sending to X person, you will be just getting like gibberish like words because you will not be able to understand what are the actual words because they are under some cryptographic algorithm. So you will not be able to read them. We also have binary exploitation and reverse engineering. We find this basically in malware analysis and viruses analysis, where you have to actually reverse the malware or the virus to be able to know what it's actually doing. We also have some miscellaneous challenges like jailbreaks and stuff. We also have a really important category which is OSINT, which is open source intelligence, which is basically the art of people hacking and people investigation. Like when you follow someone's social media, you will know what coffee where they're having their morning coffee, who they're drinking it with, where did they go, what did they do. Sometimes people also share their personal details. Sometimes people share their bank details and credit card details. So I promise you, the amount of information people find with with open source intelligence is crazy. So you can do whatever you want with it. And you also have some hardware challenges where you actually have to hack CPUs, where you hack robots. Like for example, as I told you here, as you can read Security Net's easy. Like we have a yearly event which is basically called SecurityCon, which is like DevCon on or Black Hat or all of those events. Like for example, for this year's edition, we had five different competitions. We have a casual CTF, we had an attack defense CTF where you actually hack people and they also hack you and you defend each other. We had also a hardware hacking challenge. We also had a king of the hill where you hack a system and you need to stay on top of it. Like we did a bunch of different things, and one of them was actually hardware hacking, and you provided them with robots and cars, I believe, as I remember, and they had to hack the cars. They had to move the cars. They had to hack the CPUs. They had to do everything. I promise you, it's really fun. So yeah, that's it. That was it for the CTFs, and that was it for the session. Actually, I hope it was like a light session. I was not like hard on you, or I did not give you like a bunch of different information. I hope it was like a light session. And yeah, you can ask me whatever questions you want. And also, here's my contact information for anyone who wants to contact me, either Facebook or LinkedIn. This is my personal blog, and this is my email address for anyone who wants to collaborate on something or ask me about something. So basically, if you have any inquiry about anything, if you have been attacked, if you just anything, you can just ask me whatever you want. So yeah, let's see if anyone has a question right now. If you're talking, I'm not hearing you quite well.
Am I audible right now?
Kinda, yes, better than before.
Okay. I just said thank you so much for the session. It was amazing.
My pleasure.
And I was thank you. And I was asking everyone if you have any questions, you can write in the chat section, and I will read it, or you can open your microphone and speak.
Surely, yes. Okay, someone is typing. What about CEH certification? Okay, so for those who don't know what CEH is, it's Certified Ethical Hacker, which is a certification offered by IEC Council. But here's my opinion about it. So I'm a fan of some certifications like CRTP, CRTO, OSCP, OSWE, like OffSec and Orphan security stuff. But I'm not that big of a fan of CEH. And also the security community nowadays are not that big of fans of CEH. Why is that? Because first of all, CEH does not have any practical. It's actually memorizing, like I believe it has like 20 modules, 20 chapters in it, like cryptography, ethical hacking, white hat hacking, all of those topics. And you actually have to memorize a bunch of different things and then pass just a written exam about it. It's not like a practical exam. It doesn't have any labs. It doesn't have anything. So that's why I'm not a big fan of CEH. It's good because it will give you like a whole lot different knowledge, but I'm not that big of a fan of CH. Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks so much. Yeah, it's actually a good thing if you don't have questions. That means that I explained everything like pretty well. But yeah, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate. I know sometimes people can be shy or don't have like question like on top of your mind. That's why here's my contact information. You can contact me on LinkedIn, on my email, on my personal, well, you can on my personal blog. So you can contact me either on email or LinkedIn or Facebook. So I will also answer your messages. Maybe I will be a bit late for answering your messages, but I will also always answer. So yeah, I believe there are no more questions now as no one is typing. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope it was a nice session. And thank you.
Guys, does anyone have another question? Okay, I think no one is typing. I think everything all right.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good thing. People understood everything.
I know. So, okay, then if you don't have any other questions, you then end this. Thank you so much, Dufoed, again for
My
accepting our
pleasure. Thank you so
invitation.
much. My absolute
Thank
pleasure.
you. We are really honored to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day, guys. See you.
Have a nice day.